Hi, I'm Darin Butcher from Wiseberry Heritage Real Estate, and welcome to Darin's Destra Special Edition, COVID-19, and today's date's the 16th of April, so we're humming along this month. Well, the dust has settled, and what are we left with the real estate? Well, the sales side, 15 sales in the last 14 days in the Wiseberry Heritage Group is just a phenomenal effort from our sales team. Whilst the rules have changed, there's no question about that. Our team has found that their availability, their empathy they've got out in the marketplace, of course systems have changed, but we're actually working and we're getting out with people, and so that's been fantastic. The flexibility and the ability to adjust has been a major thing, and availability is also the key, and it's been our major draw card with a team of our size. Bigger is better, no question about it at the moment. Another observation that we've certainly seen over the last 3 weeks is from most of the sellers entering the marketplace that they're finding reluctancy to come on the market. So there's more properties that are selling than properties that are coming on the market. Interesting. This can be brought down to 3 things. One is that most people are frozen to see the outcome. The second is uncertain times mean people do hold back a little bit. And the third is that people thought the market would be declining and their property prices were going to be worth less. So let's have a look. Has the property market declined? A commonly asked question. The answer is no. What we've seen out of the first 10 sales of the month, 9 of those 10 sales were actually on market price pre-COVID-19. One was actually below our expectations, and so yes, that is very normal for a normal economy and a normal moving market. So that's really pleasant signs, especially when one of those variables of rentals was unknown during that time. So there was a missing piece of the puzzle. I'm pretty excited about what I see there. So what we also have seen is that the banks have dropped those interest rates, and some of the big banks are sitting between 2.09 and 2.29 for a 2-year fixed rate. Phenomenal interest rates, and this is the first time the banks have actually passed on the interest rate that they took from a couple of years ago that they never told anyone and just didn't adjust. They're back in, they've given the discounts now, and they are there sitting there for people to be lending. It is going to be tougher to lend because, of course, they're flat out with the people that are refreshing, and that's the negative side if I can see it. Is there anything that's negative about the sales market? Well, it'd be the fact that lenders are finding it hard to get their loans processed so quickly because they're looking at all the declines that people are actually after and passing that on. So it's interesting, but it is good times. Now, the one thing to also understand is that the cooling off periods are probably extending. It's normal for a 10, even extended to 15 to 20 day cooling off period, which is really unheard of in a marketplace, but it is because of this bank overload that they're getting as well. And I've got to say, whilst I'm critical on the banks, and most times they are doing a fabulous job in helping people out, and we do appreciate it out in the public. So an overview of sales is this. If the last 3 weeks hasn't killed the marketplace, then I'm unsure that this marketplace is going to be what everyone's predicting. I've got to say to you that I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. I've got to say to you to seek your own legal and financial advice. But here's what I see. I see a ray of sunlight that's getting a lot brighter. If you imagine the tunnel that I spoke about in the last video that we did, the tunnel is getting shorter and the light is getting brighter. And if the last 3 weeks can't dampen the spirits of people buying properties, well, I think we're in for a little bit of a treat, especially with the lack of properties coming on the market. The advice, well, this is what I know. If you're looking at the property market and you're actually seeing doom and gloom, then that is exactly what you're going to see. If you're looking at the property market and you're seeing a ray of sunshine and you're seeing opportunity that's there, and I don't mean opportunity based by price, but an opportunity based by the fact that if this hasn't killed a marketplace and there's still sales happening when they said it was impossible for that to take place, well, something's got to be going well. So keep your eyes on that space. Now, let's talk property management because there's a lot of people that this affects as well. We have never been busier than we are at the moment. Over the Easter long weekend, the 4 days over the long weekend, we took 110 applications on properties. 110. This is phenomenal, and what we found is that yes, that people are after security, but in the comfort of their own home, and everyone seems to be home isolating at the moment, which is a fantastic thing. Well done, Australia. But in the comfort of their own home, people are actually going on to realestate.com, looking at what their options are. They're looking for different places. Now, if they go and leave the current property they're in and go to another property, of course, what they're actually finding is that they're getting another 6-month lease, and that's giving them security. So whilst we thought people were going to stay put, and that is the case for a lot of people, there are people that are out there shopping, and we're finding that they're looking for something that's nice and stable that's going to give them security as well. So if you are shopping for something, we certainly have properties and we are leasing them quite quickly, and we'll show you the way. Now, here's the interesting thing that we'd like to say, and we'd also like to thank our tenants as well for what they're actually doing at the moment, because they've been very, very good. Now, the question is, am I going to get paid if our tenants going to be paying their rents? And the answer is yes. Like normal, everything stayed the same. The protocols are in place. New South Wales government's put them in fine. And of course there's hardship. There's always been hardship when somebody loses a job or whatever the case may be. And they can approach us and we can talk to the landlord. Of course, the landlord's still got to have their job as well. But we will actually talk to people about that situation. But if you don't need it, then don't come and see us, because that is not the Australian way. And we're pushing that very, very hard. Now, of course, there's a few rebels in the group, but as a whole, we've seen nothing but positivity. And I can't thank our tenants enough for what they're actually doing at the moment and the honesty and integrity that they're actually putting forward. Now, here's some statistics, because people go, oh, that sounds all good and well, but what about some statistics? 2.9% of our residential properties that we actually manage have either been affected or asked for rent relief. 2.9%, it's not a large proportion. 19.6% of commercial properties have been affected or asked for relief. That's a little bit bigger, and it's because there's a lot more leniency through the commercial sector. No, this is not approvals. This has just been requests, and so I thought that was interesting to pass on. Of course, the workload has doubled for our property managers, and as I have respect for the teachers, I have the same respect for for our property managers. You are doing a fabulous job. I am really, really grateful for what you're doing at the moment. Hats off to you, because you're amazing. Anyway, passing on, gratitude. I just want to say thank you, because I've done a few of these videos now, and the praise that we're getting and the gratitude that we're getting from the landlords and people out in the general public has been phenomenal. We're glad to keep you in touch. Your family's our family, and your business is our business. And so we want to make sure that at Wiseberry Family Group, stay together and we work hard for you guys and make sure that everything is well and good. Stay safe. And I just want to leave you with one thing. Make sure your family stays safe as well. But the one quote that I want to leave you is from Helen Keller. She said, "When one door of happiness closes, another one opens. But often we look at so hard at the door that's closed that we don't see the one that's open for us." I'm Darin Butcher from Wiseberry Heritage Real Estate. I wish you the best of health, best of happiness, and best of financial success. I'm signing out.